The subject of angels is a popular and often controversial one. Not many of them are actually given a name in the Holy Bible, the only exceptions being the Archangel Michael and the Archangel Gabriel. However, Christian doctrine and supplemental writings often refer to other archangels, and there really is not a definitive list of who the chief 7 princes of heaven truly are, or is there? And how do we know there are 7? The Book of Tobit, a rejected book of the Holy Bible, refers to Raphael and is now quasi-accepted by the Church as a supplemental piece of religious canon. And here we are told that Raphael is one of the 7 who stand before the throne of God. As with all subjects of faith, I rely heavily on the doctrines and statements made by the Holy See, the Vatican, and there are sometimes no bigger and more concrete statements made by the Catholic Church than when a monument or a structure is commissioned to celebrate or immortalize a piece of the faith. When it comes to the angels, the Catholic faith is reluctant to even broach this subject, only adding Raphael's name to the list of archangels and leaving the remaining 4 unknown. So are we left, as followers of Catholicism, to guess or even ignore the identities of the other princes, the other archangels? The answer to that is no, because there is a place where all 7 of the angels are named and can be viewed, and it is as rooted in the Catholic tradition as any place in the Western Hemisphere. In the country of Mexico, in the state of Tlaxcala, there stands the church named San Miguel de Milagro, who appeared to Diego Lazaro de San Francisco when he was 17 years old on April 25, 1631. He directed Diego to a natural spring under a rock with healing properties. Diego did not believe him, so did nothing out of fear of not being believed by his fellow citizens. For punishment, the archangel made Diego sick in his entrails, then appeared to him again on May the 7th, healing him and taking him to the spring in the place where a shrine would be erected. The angel appeared one more time on November 13th. Years later, the local bishop ordered the construction of the site we have today, this beautiful 17th century church. Inside the structure, behind the altar, there is an alcove where a statue of the Archangel Michael stands. He is flanked by the Archangels Gabriel and Raphael. But that is not all. On the adjoining walls, left and right, there are 4 other statues, 4 other archangels, and they are named in a place that is used to celebrate the Feast of the Archangels every September 29th. Therefore, yes, there is an officially sanctioned shrine that does give us the answer to the question, who are the 7 archangels? They are Saint Michael, Saint Gabriel, Saint Raphael, Saint Uriel, Saint Jophiel, Saint Chamuel, and Saint Zadkiel. These are the 7 who stand before the throne of God, his messengers, his warriors, his servants in all that he commands. How can I be sure? Because I've been there, and some of the images you are viewing are images that I took myself, along with a sampling of the holy water that springs forth from beneath the same rock that Michael brought Diego Lazaro to in 1631. Still, there is more to learn. We know where Michael and Gabriel and Raphael are mentioned, but what about the others? Where did their names come from? Let's review all 7 and finally complete the list once and for all. Michael. The Archangel Michael appears in 3 different books of the Bible: the Book of Daniel, the Book of Jude, and the Revelation of St. John. In Daniel chapter 10, verse 13, the prophet Daniel recalls that it is Michael, the prince, who aids him in his conflict with Persia. And then again, in Daniel chapter 12, verse 1 through 3, quote, "At that time Michael shall stand up, the great prince who stands watch over the sons of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, ever to that time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one who is found written in the book. And many of those who sleep in the dust of the earth shall wake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the firmament, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever." In the New Testament, Michael is referenced in the book of Jude in chapter 1, verse 9, when recounting his battle with Satan over the body of Moses. And finally, in Revelations chapter 12, verses 7 through 12, quote, "And war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, but they did not prevail, nor was there a place found for them in heaven any longer." Gabriel. Perhaps the second most recognized archangel is Gabriel, who also appears in the book of Daniel and the Gospel of Luke. Known as God's messenger, he appears to Daniel in chapter 8, verse 16, when Daniel remarks, "And I heard a man's voice, who called and said, 'Gabriel, make this man understand the vision.' So he came near me where I stood, and when he came I was afraid and fell on my face." Gabriel proceeded to talk about the end times to Daniel, one that revolved around the conflicts with Persia and Greece. The second appearance occurs in chapter 9, when Gabriel reveals the future of Israel with Daniel. God's messenger would appear again in the New Testament, the Gospel of Luke, chapter 1, to announce the birth of John the Baptist to his father, Zechariah, and ultimately to Mary to announce to her that she will bear the Messiah, Jesus Christ. "And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus." Gabriel also plays a prominent role in Islam. He played the critical role in revealing the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. Raphael. Our next archangel is one that appears in the book of Tobit. Raphael, the healer, identifies himself in chapters 12, verses 14 through 15, when he says, "I was sent to put you to the test. At the same time, however, God sent me to heal you and your daughter-in-law Sarah. I am Raphael, one of the 7 angels who stand and serve before the glory of the Lord." Raphael is also mentioned in the book of Enoch, a still much debated piece of rejected scripture. His name is mentioned in chapter 9 alongside Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel as the 4 who God sends to help defeat the fallen. And like Gabriel, Raphael is also accepted in Islam as an unnamed angel in the Quran. Uriel. As stated previously, Uriel is mentioned several times in the book of Enoch, being the angel to help deliver a warning to Noah about the impending crisis, and most notably declaring the fate of the fallen angels who procreated with human women. In chapter 19, verses 1 through 3, Uriel said, "Here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Here shall they stand, till the day of the great judgment, in which they shall be judged, till they are made an end of. And the women also of the angels who went astray shall become sirens. And I, Enoch, alone saw the vision, the ends of all things, and no man shall see as I have seen." However, the book of Enoch is problematic when comparing it against the church in Tlaxcala, dedicated to the 7 princes. In the book of Enoch, we get a different list: Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Raguel, Zadkiel, and Remiel. However, we here at the channel have chosen to abide by the 7 officially represented in the structure dedicated to the archangels themselves. And these extra 3 are also known by other names in other texts, calling into question the accuracy of who they really are. Remiel is also given the name Jeremiel, or Jehudiel, or Jeremiel. Zadkiel is also called Zerxiel, Barkiel, or Sari. Could it be that our 7 and these 7 have had translation and pronunciation changes throughout the years? This could explain some of the differences. However, it does not explain it all, and therefore we shall stick with the church in Tlaxcala. Chamuel is not mentioned in any religious text, but his name has survived the test of time over millennia. Some traditions associate Chamuel with comforting Adam and Eve after their expulsion from the Garden of Eden, and, more prominently, in the Gospel of Luke, as the angel who appears before Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. Chapter 22, verse 43, quote, "Then an angel appeared to him from heaven, strengthening him." Many believe this to be Chamuel, who represents peace and love, sent to Jesus by his Father in his time of agony and loneliness. Zadkiel, sometimes referred to as the angel of the Lord, he, like Chamuel, has lasted throughout the years. He is, in certain Jewish traditions, given credit as the angel who held back Abraham from sacrificing Isaac. Genesis chapter 22, verses 10 through 12. And Abraham stretched out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham, here I am. And he said, do not lay your hand on the lad or do anything to him. For now I know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your son, your only son, from me. Jophiel, our final and most difficult archangel to identify. Jophiel is considered both cherubim and archangel, and in some Judaic traditions, it is Jophiel who God puts in place to guard the tree of life after the expulsion of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. Thus ends our list, and if you wish to see them represented together, I encourage you to take the pilgrimage to Tlaxcala, Mexico, especially during the week of the 29th in September, when thousands make their way by both car and foot to the beautiful San Miguel de Milagro. The festival lasts for 7 days and operates 24 hours around the clock. It is quite a fulfilling journey. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Archangels. I thank you for watching. Until next time, may God bless you and keep you safe.